Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Now we'll be entering into this next segment and understanding who is Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. So the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti describes the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies, studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. This is from the Lalita Sahasranama, the Dhyana Shloka, and it continues on. You can go to the next slide, please. I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color, and her eyes are full of compassion and holds the noose that goes the bow and the flowery arrow in her hand. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anyone, and she is the self within me. So, Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source, source Shakti, source energy, source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara, the supreme concept of Buddhism, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And in the words of Parashakti herself, describing herself, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Rimkara, filled as in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is the Kailasa Tripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, called Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I took Nijavadara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbhasvarupini, Brahmandayoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Apala, Aparana, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samraj Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi. Taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing. Listen, people. To do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. Raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, the powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as the three Shaktis, Ikshakti and Jnana, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the Gotaras of the seven rishis, expanding as the eight directions, existing as the nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as the 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to hell and make truth blossom. And to do good, let us sure to see Meenakshi in the form of Nithyananda. I came to bless every one of you. So how can we receive Devi Parashakti? In the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself, literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Keep two betel leaf, one banana, one betel nut, and one coin in front of the screen. Watch Devi. The coin is considered to be the traditional dakshina. In the Hindu tradition, it can be even the lowest value. In India, it can be even 1 paise. In the US, it can be even 1 cent. I'm not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent. It is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. So you can offer that to Devi after the darshan is over. Do the namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and betel nut. Take it as prasadam immediately. Collect those coins and send them to the LA temple. This betel leaf, betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you, raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. So how can you set up your tambulam with 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin? You can put that on a plate and offer that to Devi. Every time you have darshan, you can offer it in front of your screen and receive Devi the traditional way. And you will see how much your connection with Devi grows with this one small gesture. So now we'll be entering into the next segment where we will be understanding some of the revelations made by Devi Parashakti for humanity at this time. As all of us know, Devi Parashakti is continuously guiding us. So let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about the 8 methods to protect yourself from COVID-19. Devi has been manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism in order to guide us and bless us and protect us during this pandemic, during this pralaya. And she's revealed many, many sacred revelations, many profound secrets. Today we will be exploring one of the most important revelations of Devi Parashakti at this time, especially for humanity at this time, about the revelations about how to protect yourself from COVID-19. So first, let us understand the compassion of the avatar. In the Guru Padaka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padakas, the sacred of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of suffering over samsara. And in this verse, Adi Shankaracharya explains, salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is a boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dimension of renunciation. Continue to the next slide, please. Many of us have been feeling stuck in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during this pralaya, the great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic. Our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters. Social institutions are crumbling, and the whole of humanity is in a desperate and dire need of hope. And the Cosmic Mother has come down to alleviate the suffering of humanity. It is at this time that the supreme concept of Hinduism, the incarnation of the cosmic superconsciousness, out of his love and compassion, having taken the spiritual responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, in guiding and healing the whole world as literally the boat that sails us through this Pralaya, the cosmic deluge. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through this Nijavatara and answering each of our prayers, granting boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. And Devi has not just attended to us individually, but also as a humanity at large. Devi Parashakti has guided the whole of humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and by showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, and more, and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not surfaced common knowledge as yet. In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which is manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti, for us to imbibe deeply and to start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends. We are safely harbored at the shores of our consciousness. So let us look at what Devi Parashakti has revealed about the 8 methods to protect yourself from COVID-19.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு. கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் நித்யாய் மலர்ந்தோம். உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்திட, நன்மையை சொல்லிட, தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் 1, சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2, எங்கெல்லாம் என் மகமாயி வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6, நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7, கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். எட்டில் ஒன்று செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்
Yes. Let us look at Devi Parashakti's revelation now in English. Devi revealed, "Oh humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on me, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I'm residing, worshiping me by doing the fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss." Doing the Ajaba Ajaba, the cosmic sound Shiva Shiva Shiva, with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the heels and going to sleep, and being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Swarana that blossoms as Aham Aham, in the state of Ananda Swarana. Everyone who thinks on me through these 8 ways, they will not have the effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. Me with you, you as me as you. You will live good life, even if you do one of these 8 ways. I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people. Be blissful. In the above revelations, Devi Parashakti has revealed the 8 methods to protect all of humanity from COVID-19. We're now going to look at the science and benefits of each of these methods that Devi has revealed. The first method revealed by Devi Parashakti is praying and meditating on Devi. So science has studied meditation extensively, and Healthline has published 12 of the science-based benefits of meditation. The first is that it reduces stress, controls anxiety, it promotes emotional health, it enhances self-awareness, it lengthens the attention span, it may reduce age-related memory loss, it can generate kindness, it may help fight addiction, it improves sleep, it helps control pain, it can decrease the blood pressure, and it is easily accessible anywhere. And another study by the Cambridge University Press reiterates the necessity of meditation during times of crisis such as COVID-19. And an article published in Everyday Health has shown how prayer and spirituality protect the emotional health by offering a bigger sense of purpose, by providing social support, by lifting the spirits, and by helping you cope with difficulties. A September 2015 report published in Health Psychology found that when researchers followed 191 people with congestive heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and also who made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly likely to live longer than their peers, and people with major depressive disorder or chronic medical illnesses who report high levels of religiosity, which includes daily religious experiences, generally become more optimistic than their peers. This was found in a study published in July 2015 in Depression and Anxiety. So now, let us look at a video where the avatar itself directly demonstrates how meditation impacts the brain.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before in my life, so the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure. If you eat, the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. When you discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for a divine spot. Things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
How meditation impacts the brain, let us now understand about prayer and how it can be the best stress buster.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Every day puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archa avatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archa avatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
So now, let us look at the next method to protect yourself from COVID-19, as revealed by Devi Parashakti. Surrendering to Devi through social media. During the Akashic readings, Devi Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her through various social media platforms and attends to us individually through our prayers and showers us with blessings and boons. Let us now see how we can connect Devi Parashakti through social media. So the first way you can connect with Devi is through the YouTube channel, Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and join as a member. And during the live Parashakti Akashic reading, you can ask your questions in the comment section. The next way is to like and follow Kailasa as HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam on Facebook. And you can ask your questions again in the comment section of the live Parashakti Akashic reading. And the next way is to follow at Nithyananda on Twitter. And you can ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag #AskTheAvatar. And you can also follow at Nithyananda on Instagram and ask your questions in the comment section of the photo. And you can also lastly ask your questions via WhatsApp. So you can go to kailasa.org and you will see a WhatsApp chat box that pops up and you can ask your questions there.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி.
காளியின்
Devi Parashakti via social media, and you can receive the blessing to protect yourself from COVID-19. The next way is to worship Devi by doing the fire walking wherever she resides. So the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed that fire walking is an alchemy process. And in the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism itself, our rishis and munis have been adepts and masters in every field, whether health or keeping the society safe, in every field. So all the vratams, the pujas, spiritual techniques, religious rituals, anything that they design is highly scientific and directly useful to the life. Coronavirus will not affect you at all because that fire walking time, that small blisters you get, it shoots up your whole immunity. That power, the power to protect yourself from any virus or any problem. It's actually a powerful technique. It's a very powerful technique followed in those days, especially during this season. And especially that is done very traditionally, systematically. If you had even small blisters and blisters, you are protected already from corona problems. You will not be affected at all. Corona will not work on you. It will not affect you. And don't worry, it is a traditional way of making you immune. Actually, it's a traditional vaccination process. It's 11 feet length, the burning live charcoal on which you are supposed to walk with the traditional powerful music, which activates your lymph system. That mukulam, we call it, in the back of the neck. This music will feel like it is hitting the back of your neck, and your whole detox system will be awakened. In that peak altered state of consciousness, you should walk on fire. Not just like that, you will walk on fire. You will first awaken, trigger the detox system, and then walk on fire in the 11 feet fire pit. So now let us understand the science behind fire walking as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Buddhism.
All these transmutation processes means balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet, because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become, they lose sensitivity to the reality. But for a complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of firewalking.
Yes, now that we've understood science.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
Now let us look at what modern science has understood about firewalking. A study conducted by the U.S. National Study of Medicine's the National Institute of Health regarding the various effects and benefits of firewalking shows that firewalking increases the levels of happiness and lowers the fatigue levels in people who participated in firewalking compared to those who did not participate in firewalking. The next method revealed by Devi Parashakti to protect yourself from COVID-19 is applying turmeric on the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day. So first, let us understand the benefits of neem juice as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism.
Bididi. It is not, I'm not talking from air, I'm talking from ground. In Bididi, before we came to that land, 30 borewells were dug, no water. Now, from the day we came till now, we have water for 10,000 people to live comfortably in that very land. It's only pouring, pouring Karumari's grace wherever we started ashram. Nature completely cooperates because we know biology, whole biology thinks. If you are having bitter relationships in your life, just start drinking bitter neem juice every morning. The problem will be solved. Understand, if you are irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki. You will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice. You release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder. If a woman irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki. You will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice. You release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes bath, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder. If a woman takes bath with that, she is equivalent to Mahamayi. She is embodiment of Karumari because she will be manifesting that same vibes of Karumari. I sincerely recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both, all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend the neem and turmeric for female body, haritaki and basma for male body. Understand, your whole biology things. Working on whole biology changes the whole life. So, now with this understanding the whole biology things, think Mahavagya. This is Ajapa Japa. Think Mahavagya. With the understanding your whole biology thinks. Om Nithyananda Ya Paramashivoham. Blessings to all of you. Start manifesting powers now.
Now that we've understood the benefits of neem, just let us look at the benefits of turmeric. As we all know, traditionally, turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory effects, but it has also been shown recently to be a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, which are all immune cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. So this research by the U.S. National Center for Biotechnology Information shows that turmeric can modulate the activation of various immune cells as well as enhance the body's antibody response. So overall, this strengthens your immune system. And with a strengthened immune system, you will be much more likely to stay healthy and protected from COVID-19. And in India.com, it was also reported that neem can help you fight against corona. And it was also reported that turmeric and neem are effective against coronavirus, according to a KGMU study. The next method revealed by Devi Parashakti to protect yourself from COVID-19 is with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion peel and going to sleep. So this is a very simple way to protect yourself. So you can just put onion or banana peel on your meal, put a sock over it, and go to sleep. And in the morning, your whole body will be detoxified, and you will be completely protected from COVID-19, as revealed by Devi Parash. And Medical Daily has reported about the detoxifying effects of onion, and it states that onions contain a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onion a recognizable smell, but are also powerful detoxifying agents with more than 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause the eyes to tear. Onions can help prevent and treat ailments from diabetes to heart disease, which is why it's traditionally known in Hindu medicine for its medicinal uses and for the treatment of various diseases. And a review in the Journal of Phytotherapy on detoxifying effects of onion states that compounds from onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, which includes anti-carcinogenic properties, antiplatelet activity, antithrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic, and antibiotic effects. So now the next method is being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. So now let us understand these signs of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders, anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds, it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains, there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above silently like Dakshinamurti and feels, why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
Now that you've understood these signs of unclutching, you can spend a few minutes in your day to experience the state of unclutching. So sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line and have your eyes closed. Intensely chant the Mahavakya. Whenever you find some time in your day, just 5 or 10 minutes, take some time and experience this unclutching. Do not engage with any thoughts or emotions during this time. Purely let the space of unclutching manifest inside of you. Chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And you can also play the Mahavakya online on YouTube and experience this state of unclutching. And when you do this, you can also sign up for Minutes for Peace at kailasa.tv/Minutes for Peace. We will be projecting that in a few minutes. Experience this state of unclutching. The next method is doing the Ajiba Ajiba of the cosmic sound, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. A study conducted by the U.S. National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting clearly establishes how the Ajiba Ajiba, the chanting, has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health as well as the mental well-being. The study correlates the chanting of the Ajiba Ajiba to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and anxiety, epilepsy. You can see more of the study here. And another study conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto establishes how human intentions and words or thoughts can change the molecular structural formation in water. This research clearly depicts how when water is exposed to positive sound vibrations, the molecular formation in the water changes to a very pleasant formation, whereas any negative sound vibrations or words or distort the water molecular formation. And in the next slide, we will see how water reacts when it is exposed to positive sound vibrations like words like compassion, thank you, wisdom. You can see how it forms these beautiful snowflake-like structures, whereas when water is exposed to negative sound vibrations or words like I will kill you, you fool, or heavy metal music, you can see how the water molecule becomes disfigured or distorted, disintegrated, and you can imagine what happens inside of your own body, which is composed of up to 60% water, when you chant the Ajaba Ajaba, the chanting of the powerful sacred mantra. And if you can go back to the previous slide, please. We can go back to the previous slide, please. So if you do take a few minutes in your day to either practice untouching or the Ajaba Ajaba, you can sign up your Minutes for Peace at kailasa.tv/Minutes for Peace. That's MINUTES, the number 4, sign up your minutes for peace and contribute your practice and contribute this to the whole of humanity. So now let us look at the next method to protect yourself from COVID-19, which is being in a state beyond any remembrance or forgetting in the Arunachala Spurana that blossoms as aham aham in the Ananda Spurana. So just being in the constant state of remembrance of the divine, not having to actively remember or neither forgetting, just constantly being in that high state will not only protect you from COVID-19, but will keep you in a state of high consciousness at all times. So now with this, that we've understood all the 8 methods revealed by Devi Parashakti to protect yourself from COVID-19, we'll be concluding this portion of the program. And each of these 8 methods, if we can stop the screen here. So each of these 8 methods is independently powerful enough to protect you from COVID-19. So you could practice any of these methods and ensure that you and your family are protected during this time, during this pralaya. And one of the first methods that Devi Parashakti revealed is to pray and meditate upon Devi. So in this next segment, we'll be understanding some of the ways that we can connect with Devi and pray to her, relate with her, and experience the oneness with Devi through the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. So now we'll be entering into the offering segment where you can offer your gratitude and love to Devi Parashakti herself. As all of us know, Devi has first been guiding us and blessing us. She's revealed 8 methods to protect yourself and which are easily accessible to anyone. Anyone can use that Devi herself has ensured that you will be protected during this time. So if you are just overflowing with gratitude and love for your cosmic mother, you can stay tuned for this next segment and understand some of the ways that you can offer your love and gratitude to Devi Parashakti. And recently, in the darshan, Supreme Master of Hinduism has revealed that when you are making when you have the desire to even make an offering, it is only through the grace of the divine, the grace of Swamiji, that you are even having this desire to make this offering. And it is only because the divine Swamiji, Devi, are ready to shower upon you that you are even having this intention. So if you're having this intention to offer your love and gratitude to your divine cosmic mother, to Swamiji, you can stay tuned for this next segment.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning more about the various traditional offerings we can offer to Devi Parashakti today as we get ready to receive her darshan and blessings and prepare to welcome and celebrate her happening in our lives. In the Hindu tradition, The offerings are a pure gift of love, devotion, and oneness, an expression of the sacred sentiments of the devotees for the divine. And it is a celebration of the happening of the divine in their lives and an expression of the gratitude for the divine. And when the divine accepts one offers, the offering becomes complete. The offerings are not made out of fear or greed, but as a pure expression of the love and devotion. So you can make your offerings today, the traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti, as you get ready to receive her darshan and welcome her into your home, into your space, and celebrate her happening in your lives. When an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, played out only for the purpose of enlightenment. So now, as we get ready to make our traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti and prepare to receive her darshan and blessings, let us look at this Dhyana Shloka which describes the beauty and splendor of Devi Parashakti. This verse is from the Moola Agma Manonmani Dhyana, and it says, Indu nibhaveda karavahina yanam syat pankajavara japakshara sarayuktam Angahimabhushana vichitravasanam syat Tungamakutojvala manonmani swarupam. The translation of this verse, it says, moon-like face, holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower bracing and blessing hands, and one hand with Stepamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another verse on Devi Parashakti describes, Dhyaye Devim Trinetram Shashinibhavadhanam Vedahastam Dadhanam Savye Padmam Varadam Apare Chabhayam Chakshamalam Divyayabharaner Vibhushita Tanum Brahmadivipuritam Devi Meva Manonmanim Pratidinam Kama Tadatrim Shubham. The translation of this verse, it says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, the lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the sacred ornaments and the divine element of gold. And the gold is a sacred element which is mentioned in all the Hindu scriptures and is used traditionally for worship in the temples, in all the offerings to the divine. It's used in abundance in the temples and rituals. So let us look at this verse from the Atharva Veda which describes the significance of this divine element of gold. This verse says, Tredhajutam janmanedam hiranyam agnirekam thiyatamam babhuva somasvaikyam insitasya parapatata apamekam vedasam veda ahutate hiranyam tridastvai vishe. The translation for this verse, it says, triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was heard. One that called the seed of virtues and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightenment. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the Hindu scriptures, in the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas. In all the scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge arteries made of gold. The horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in the Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. So let us now look at the various e-Hindi offerings and the traditional offerings that can be offered to Devi Parashakti. The e-Hindi offerings are similar to the Hindi in the traditional temples, where you can offer any token of gratitude, love and devotion. You can offer anything, any amount that you would wish to offer. And you can make this offering and when you receive the darshan of the divine. So you can make the offerings of the e-Hindi on the website www.kailasamlinga.com/sevas. And Devi is described as Bhakti Priya, the one who is fond of true devotion. So let us look at this verse from Saundarya Lahari, which describes Devi Parashakti's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Kamya, Bhakti Vashya Bhaya Paha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadaini. The translation of this verse, it says Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fear. If there is any fear in the minds of the devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives when thoughts turn more and more inwards, the road of the divine is known and understood clearly, and the need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadaradhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharda herself, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is described as Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadaini is Devi who bestows happiness on her devotees. And you can make your offering of gratitude and devotion, your Kanika, to Devi Parashakti through the e-Hindi offerings at www.kailasamlinga.com/sevas, and you're blessed with the grace and compassion of Devi Parashakti in all your endeavors. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution. And this verse from Devi Mahatma, chapter 12, verse 34, describes Sayaitanmokyate vishwam shaiva vishwam tasuyate saya chitta vijnanam tushtaruthim prayaschati. The translation of this verse. The goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation. and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. Offering the sankalpa, the conscious resolution, blesses the person offering with the fruition of all the desires and wishes that is yearning for. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakas. Devi is described as Nama Parayana Prita in the Lalita Sahasranama. It means she is the one who likes the repetition of her various names. And this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin, which is inscribed with one of each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. It's a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering in 3 different denominations and offer any number of coins of your choice. And when you make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the sacred names of Devi Parashakti which are inscribed on each coin, which describe her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. And we are blessed to also imbibe these very same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, on the website www.kailasamelia.com/sevas. And Parashakti is offering of the Mukta to be embedded with pearl. And Devi is described as the one who's adorned with pearls and gems. Let us look at this verse which describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti adorned in garments of pearl. This verse says, Muktahara lasat kirita ruchiram purnendu vakra prabham Shinjannupura kinkini manidharam padma prabha bhasuram Sarvabhita palapradam girisutam vani rama sevitam Meenakshim pranatosmi santatamaham karunya varam nidhim. The translation for this verse, it says, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. We can make this offering of the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, the Mukta Anguti, to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings to be showered by her pure love and compassion in all the business endeavors. You can make this offering on the website www.kailasamelia.com/sevas, and the Mukta Anguti can be offered in 3 different sizes on the website. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. This Kamikagama verse describes the significance of the gold lotus, one of the many significances of gold lotus, which is described here. And this verse says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta kumbha varana samyutam sarve sasutra vastragya hema pankaja pushitaha sapidana sat purachascha pakva bilva palaprabha snapanadhyaya samsiddha pramanena samanvitaha. The translation of this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashivam. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate in the Hindu tradition involving the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva linga is the lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, the one who is about to bloom. You can make this offering of the gold lotus in any size that you wish to offer and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life. In the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarnamiti, the gold touring. And this verse from the Saundarya Lahari describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti's sacred lotus feet. It says, Nakadidi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Guna Padadvaya Prabharoruha. The translation of this verse, it says, You whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower too. And we can make the offering of the Swarnamati, the gold touring to Devi Parashakti, adorning her sacred lotus feet, to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of life. You can make this offering of the Swarnamati, the gold touring, on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangatika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudhashara Vivarshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara Chakra, but she who gives a very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Swarna Mangatika represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. You can make this offering of the Swarna Mangatika to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude in the space of complete completion. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And in the Saundarya Lahari, it is described that the illuminate splendor of Devi's toenails dispel the darkness of ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet, and her feet defeat the lotus in beauty. It also states that the nails which have been Devi's toenails, which have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi, the tamas, which is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, is removed, and they attain the ultimate knowledge. And by offering the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru, we are blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasamidana, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Nijavatar of Devi Parashakti herself. You can make this offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Set, the sacred cloth. And this is a traditional offering offered to the divine as a mark of gratitude, as a token of gratitude for the continued protection and blessings of the divine in our lives at all times. So you can make this offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth, to Devi Parashakti, and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasamidana, as Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. Here is a summary of the various offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti today as you get ready to receive her darshan and blessings and welcome and celebrate her happening in your lives. So you can make the offering of the Eve only, which can be offered in multiple currencies and in any amount of your choice. The Sankalpa chanting, which is the offering of the conscious resolution. The Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasa, which is the pure gold coin, each coin inspired with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This offering can be made in 3 different denominations and any number of coins of your choice. You can also make the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the pearl finger ring, gold ring, embedded with pearl in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold touring to adorn the Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamaya.com/sevas. The Swarna Panktika, the gold hairline trinity, which represents the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara Chakra. You can make this offering to Devi Parashakti on the website. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. And make this offering on the website www.kailasamaya.com/sevas. And the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. You can also make this offering on the website. So let us now look at the website where you can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan and blessings today and celebrate her happening in your life. So here you can see the website www.kailasamaya.com/sevas, and you can scroll down to the links for Devi Parashakti. You can make the offerings at the links on step 2. You can make the additional offerings of the ornaments and sevas on this link here, and you can also make the offerings of the E-Hindi by clicking on the link for E-Hindi offerings. And if you'd like to make an intention to make an offering today, and if you'd like for the intention to be blessed by Devi Parashakti, to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on the link on step 1. And if you've made traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti and would like to offer a conscious resolution for yourself and your family members, you can also fill out the Sankalpa form on step 3 with the details of yourself and your family members. So here you can make the E-Hindi offerings in multiple currencies of US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, the Malaysian ringgit, the Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make this offering in any amount of your choice. And you can also make the traditional offerings of the ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti on this website, where you can offer the conscious resolution. The Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasa, the pure gold coin inspired with the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering in 3 different denominations and any number of coins of your choice. The Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, you can make this offering in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, you can make this offering also in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold touring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The gold hairline jewelry representing the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara Chakra. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the Vastra Seva, and any of the traditional offerings of ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti. You can make the offerings on the website www.kailasamailer.com/save us. And as we get ready to receive darshan of Devi Parashakti, you can also prepare with your traditional offerings to welcome and celebrate Devi Parashakti. So with that, now we'll be moving to the
Nithyanandam everyone, welcome back to this segment of Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasogadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Chadusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So what we learned from this segment today is concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19 pandemic. What are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Kailasa's contributions for global peace and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spiritual solutions for COVID-19 and Kailasa's